This is Dr. Jason Miller. He's a physician scientist at the Kellogg Eye Center.
I study this disease, age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness in the developed world. We have made a lot of progress in this disease, but before I explain to you some of that progress, we need to understand the disease itself.
It starts with a layer of cells called the retinal pigment epithelium, or RPE.
The RPE is a bunch of cells that just all sit together, and they sit on a nice little, we call it a basement membrane. It just means a nice little floor.
Age-related macular degeneration begins when lipids, fats, enter the RPE. In younger people, these lipids are cleared away.
As the fats come into the RPE, they're typically cleared.
But as many of us get older, we start to lose the ability to clear these lipids.
Fats build up into a large blob.
These lipid deposits, these blobs, are called drusen.
The drusen deposits build up right underneath that RPE, and they start mounding the RPE up and up and up until the RPE is now on top of a huge mound, a huge trash mound of lipids. Now, instead of the RPE sitting just above the blood supply, now the RPE is sitting way, way up here. As soon as you're far away from your blood supply, you have a failure of nutrients to get to the RPE, a failure of oxygen to get to the RPE.
Eventually, the RPE dies.
The RPE dies. When the RPE dies, they stop supporting the critical light-sensing cells of the back of the eye called photoreceptors.
And then the photoreceptor dies.
In macular degeneration, vision loss happens from the center outward, like this.
When you look in the eye of a macular degeneration patient, you can't miss the deposits, these drusen deposits.
We spend years building and testing our understandings of how a disease works. From there, we start looking for ways to use that understanding against the disease.
So we know what's happening, we know why it's happening, and we know what we need to do to stop it. We need to help RPE clear lipids. We can clear the lipids by multiple mechanisms. We can either tell the RPE to degrade more of the lipids that are already inside it. We can tell the RPE to secrete less of the lipids that it finds inside it, or we can figure out how the RPE in general manages lipids and start to coax the RPE towards eating the lipids rather than secreting the lipids into these trash piles. And we're really pursuing every one of these pathways.
Keeping lipids from forming drusen. This is the approach that shows the most promise. This is the way to keep macular degeneration at bay. And it's what the Miller Lab is working on right now.
We will melt these deposits away. The RPE will now no longer be stressed. Then they'll be able to support photoreceptors.
This is the work we do at the Kellogg Eye Center. This is the work we do at Michigan Medicine. Go Blue.